Welcome back. Welcome back. Again, this is Whissel Weekend. Jason Hall, the co-host, filling in for my super good friend Kyle Whissel, who's up speaking in Portland today. And in studio with me, Mai Shen, one of the top young agents on the Whissel team. And she brought in a special group of friends, Jessica and Michael with Pendry Hotels right here in San Diego. We just kind of talked about it, but there's some other things that Mai wanted to make sure we covered. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Mai, so that we can make sure we cover those. But they were talking about things like you can literally get like a Taylor guitar when you're staying at the hotel and actually play. And again, Jessica's got this great smile. She could see the excitement people have had on there. And if people don't realize, Taylor Guitar is located right here in San Diego. It's headquartered right out in El Cajon. And the two founders still live right here in San Diego. And I'll never forget, this was probably about 12 years ago. I'm sitting there with a young couple. His first name's Taylor. I go, Taylor, where do you work? He goes, I work at Taylor Guitars. I go, wow, okay. And your uncle's with you? I'm going to just ask a question because I know an underwriter's going to want to know. Taylor, do you have any ownership in Taylor Guitars? And the uncle, who's one of the co-founders of Taylor Guitars, laughed and said, no, it's my company, Jason, but it's a good question. And I said, he goes, you don't know who Taylor Guitars are? And I said, I'm not a musician. I apologize. I'm born and raised here in San Diego, but at that time, I had no idea. But I could share many stories like that, but I'll never forget meeting them. And he's now a friend of mine from Skyline Church, and he goes there and amazing stuff. So it's neat that you guys offer that. But again, I told you I was going to try not to talk. Mai, go ahead. Take it away.
So Jessica and Michael, can you guys tell us a little bit more about some of your upcoming events?
Absolutely. Provisional Restaurant, as I mentioned before, is an amazing restaurant, open breakfast, lunch, dinner, and brunch. So, of course, we have Mother's Day brunch coming up. So that'll be amazing. Following that, in a couple weeks, there's National Rosea Day, and we're also doing a gospel brunch, which will be a lot of fun.
So what's a gospel lunch?
That's
so we are bringing in the Martin Luther King Gospel Choir.
Wow.
That Saturday morning, June 8th, and they'll be performing throughout the morning. Different songs. They'll be playing the piano. We also have a champagne vending machine on property, so we will stock that up with rosé to celebrate National Rosea Day. Chef will come up with some really fun, unique food offerings, and then our beverage team will come up with some cocktails.
So if you want to go to that, how would you need to RSVP for that? Is it first come, first serve? How does that work, Jessica?
Reservations are definitely recommended on the weekends. Something that you just call the restaurant provisional and let them know. June 8th, the choir will be performing between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., but brunch kicks off at 9.
And that's the Martin Luther King Gospel Choir.
Yes.
I mean, I get chills just hearing that because I know it's going to be some soul, deep voices that just blare, that just love to sing. And if you haven't seen a choir like that, it's special. It's unique. If you haven't done it, you must do it. And if you've seen it, you need to invite your friends. So it's June 8th, right down at your guys' hotel.
Provisional restaurant.
Yep, and you can go on Open Table to book it as well.
You can book it on Open Table or it goes directly to the site.
Yeah.
We're always trying to do new things to not only introduce things to the community and our guests. So, brunch is a lot of fun. The vending machine, the Mai vending machine, that's a riot. We were the first one in California. People love these machines. Our chefs came up with this really great brunch offering, and it's actually an ostrich egg. So instead of traditional eggs, it's an ostrich egg. And for those not familiar, ostrich eggs are a bit large, so they're equal to 16 regular eggs. So it's meant to be this beautiful shared, almost like mini buffet on your table.
All right, Tom, reserve a table for us, an open table right now before this goes live, so everybody can hear this. We gotta get our seats in first, Tom.
So brunch and provisional is a lot of fun, and the chefs really do a great job. Other offerings, Fifth and Roses, are a great cocktail bar in the hotel, and they're going to do a Kentucky Derby event. So if you love to watch the horses and get dressed up and wear fancy hats, that'll be a really fun event there.
Have you done that, Mai? Have you seen all the people wear the hats when it comes to the Derby?
I've been to the Del Mar races at the opening, but not specifically the Kentucky Derby.
So you've seen it, because opening day is special. The ladies have to wear like unique hats and something they've probably never worn before. And I was blown away. I had no idea. And about 5 years ago, the whole Whissel team, we went out there, and I was blown away with the hats.
Yep. There's some special ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So I know you guys had mentioned Mother's Day. Mother's Day is always the busiest day for any restaurant. So if you guys are going to book, can you guys tell, is it the same thing, book on Open Table? Are reservations still available?
Yes, reservations are still available, as you can imagine. As you know, I don't think men plan quite as well as you ladies. So as we're trying to get it together now, we're making reservations. Open table's great, or call the restaurant. That's fine as well.
Okay,
So.
perfect. So I know that you guys offer a lot of unique things, like Jason said, the guitar. What other things do you guys offer guests as they stay at the hotel for the weekend?
So I think in keeping with this, it's kind of whatever you're in the mood for or need. We have everything from up-a-baby strollers that we have on property that we'll just simply lend to you while you're here so you can walk around. As we know, San Diego's walkable. The gas lamp is very walkable. But if those wheels aren't your thing, we also have our own skateboards that we partnered with Sector 9 to make Pendry skateboards. So we not only sell those, but we have some that we loan out. So if you want to cruise around town that way, you can do that as well. And then the last one I'd say is our Cadillac fleet. We have multiple Cadillacs that we'll lend out to our guests at no charge to explore the area. The one general rule is you can't cross the border. But beyond that, you could drive that thing around and have fun. So those are a couple. The guitars are really, really popular. So if you just are staying on property, we'll bring one right to your room and you can just kind of get after it and have some fun.
That's some amazing stuff, Mai, huh?
And it's amazing. I mean, the only thing that we haven't touched on is their spa.
You're right. You're right. The spa is amazing. It's up on the third floor. It's right off the pool deck. We have 5 treatment rooms. One of them a couple treatment rooms. We do manicure, pedicures, indoor, outdoor, a full line of massages, everything you could imagine, seaweed and everything in between. It's really, really amazing. It's beautiful. I'd say it's by far one of the best downtown, and the team does amazing work. So we're always trying to come up with new things to just stay interesting and relevant. Even Nason's Beer Hall, we're having a great celebrity bartender event to raise money for a SEAL that has passed away, and it's a great organization. So like Nick Hardwick and others are going to come and do that Saturday. So just trying to have fun, give back to the community, and let people just have a great stay and make memories.
Yeah, and you guys are definitely involved in the community. I can tell with all the information you're sharing. So let me ask you this. Is there any better time during the week or year to book at your hotel, right? When's the popular times? When are things like people are always there? Or maybe for the person who's looking to get in a really nice hotel at a decent value, when's a good time during the week or year to do that, Mike or Jessica?
So it's pretty flexible. A lot of business comes into San Diego through the convention center and, group business, 800,000 rooms a year. So those will definitely, that sways our business and our rates. Sunday night is generally probably one of the best value nights you can get, typically, if there's not one of those citywides in. Sometimes on Thursdays, as you can imagine, weekends in the summer are very
busy down in San Diego.
Comic-Con, really busy. When Padres are in town against, say, the Giants or the Cubs or Dodgers, those are big travel weekends. So the best I'd say is to get on our site and just kind of poke around a little bit at certain dates and test it. But there's definitely deals to be had for sure.
Nice. Well, it's amazing having you guys in. So we want to talk a little bit about real estate, and I want you guys to, you guys are consumers. You guys are in San Diego. You live here. You see what's going on, so we want you to participate. What is happening in the market, Mai? Anything that you want to share as we're wrapping up the show this afternoon?
As far as the market goes, rent is going up. It's consistently gone up year over year. I mean, on average, if you're renting a 2 to 3 bedroom home, you're looking to spend anywhere between $2,500 to $2,900.
Isn't that crazy for rent?
It's insane.
Now, and here's a stat we talked about last week. I'll make sure everybody hears this. Over the next 3 decades, there's another 1 million people coming to San Diego. Another 1 million. Now, unless that ocean dries up, we're not building any homes out there, right? We definitely have a border line, and we could argue over border walls and all the stuff that talks about politically, and I won't get too far into that right now. Right, but we're not building across the border, right? So we got limited area. 1 million new people coming. Where are they going to live, right? We have the most wonderful hotel. They're all not going to live in the hotel, as much as we would want to live there 365 times,
We'll take them.
And if I was a billionaire, maybe I could. And we see some of the shows, even some of the agents up in L.A. and Beverly Hills, these guys live in these hotels because they make so much money. But you're exactly right. Rents will only go up. And so if 1 million people are coming, this is one of the most amazing cities in the world to live in. Wouldn't you want to own a piece, Mai?
Absolutely. I mean, it'd be smart to at least start looking. The first step is always to get pre-approved. You can always talk to Jason about getting pre-approved. And then you start house hunting. And so, I mean, if you're paying rent, you're paying somebody's mortgage.
Exactly it. You're already paying somebody's mortgage, just not paying your own. And so why not invest and pay your own? And that's what Kyle's done really well. Kyle's very first place he bought, he was 20 years old. It's out in El Cajon, and I would call it like the MTV house. It literally used to be a convalescent home. So there was like 9 bedrooms and like 7 baths.
Wow.
And so he bought this at a very reasonable price during the downtime of the market. This was like early 2000s. And he lived in like the master bedroom. He rented everything else out, and he made money after he paid his mortgage payment at 20 years old. Still today, he's kept that, 17, 18 years he's had the property. He still owns that property. He doesn't live there, but he still owns that and rents that out. And it's always been one of his best cash flowing. And that's because he took a risk. He got involved. He listened to other wise people who said, buy, get in while you can. Even though it may not be the perfect house, you get in now so that we can roll up into maybe the perfect house. The one that you want to buy today, sometimes you have to wait 2 to 5 years because maybe you don't make enough money or have the down payment. But if you would have bought a home with Mai and Kyle 2 to 5 years ago, almost anywhere you bought in the last 2 to 5 years, you'd be up 50 to 150 grand, right, Mai? I mean, almost anywhere in San Diego, because we brought great hotels like Pendry, helping all of our values and our jobs, because they have a ton of jobs right there, and they're good paying jobs. And that's what keeps our community prices going up. I've done rates at 3.25% where prices were going down in San Diego. I've done rates, where rates were 12% and prices were going up. It's not the interest rate, it's the jobs that drive the real estate. So if you don't own a place, you need to talk to Mai at Whissel Realty. It's MAI at whisselrealty.com. You can always reach her on the text line, 619-663-7355. That goes directly to Kyle. Kyle can forward you to Mai. And stay tuned. We are going to do our podcast, The Whissel Way, coming up. We appreciate you listening to the Whissel Weekend. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. We'll see you next Saturday afternoon.